Hey, fellas. It's one of those days. It's one of those days. Rhinestones, Red Morning merch. It's in the store. F it. Why not? I. I'm trying to force myself to have nothing to do for Christmas, and so can you. So I'm like, oh no, just take a look at what. Yeah, I'm not gonna work. Let's work on other work. And I'm like, dude, I haven't done Chick Talks in a while. I pulled them up, bro. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So first off, there's no more chicks on TikTok for me. It's all just people yelling at Trudeau. There's actually some pretty funny ones, but they're such like random Canadian references. Nobody will get it. So then I'm like, all right, just search up thoughts or something. And then I found this, and I don't even know what to make. I haven't finished it yet, but it's worth. Especially since I found out of my audience, they do like a country breakdown. Turns out we got like a Zambian and South African audience here, and I'm like, how awesome is that? So in efforts of reaching out, we're looking at I think this is a Zambian soap opera. It's hypergamy though. F it. But it just had me at the start. The act, like, how stupid is that? Whatever. Gotta fake the pregnancy by blowing up a balloon, putting it in your stomach. This is like the worst content ever, but I'm like, F it. F it, it's Christmas. That. It's like Rolo said, man. Doesn't matter where you are, they all have the same thing. It's not even close. Not even close. This is absolutely damn ridiculous. I think this is going to be a one-off. I don't see myself doing this twice.
I'm fine, babe. I heard a sound. I hope you're okay. Nothing. Just my phone. My phone fell down.
Oh, and tell me you guys can hear this. It's just so... Oh, I just fell down. Let's turn it up a touch. Ooh, I don't know if I got it in me. Oh, this is like baby number 3. You got this. You got this, sugar. What are we doing? What are we doing? See, this is what happens. You should have bought my book. If it had done 10,000 sales in the first week, I would just be like on vacation. But now we got to sit here and watch this Zambian soap opera. If you guys are watching this, probably going to be after the fact. If you're watching this, let me know. Not one of them have been the same size. Like, is he not going to notice she's different size from when they first...
I'll be waiting for you for the money now.
And that outfit.
Jeez.
Babe, you have money.
Babe, I'm going for antenatal. Give me money now.
Every day you're going, see, let me tell you, you don't even allow me to touch my baby. You don't even allow me to listen whether he's kicking or not.
He's kicking.
Every time, the doctor said this, the doctor said that.
Doctor said that I should not have anything to do with you until I give birth. Now that now it will affect my baby.
Which kind of medical advice is that?
I wonder, like,
it will affect my baby. I should not sleep with you again.
like, I get how it's funny. It's so damned ridiculous, but like, is there a lot of custody fraud? Yeah, exactly. Not now, babe. I'm watching TikToks with the boys.
150,000.
The bath has electrical wash. We just keep your baby there. Then the bath will do everything. Baby bath, electrical.
That's
I
fine.
don't need to stress myself.
That's fine. That's
I don't know, man.
New method.
New method.
Yes.
See, and the worst part is, like, I can't make a video out of this. I can't. I was up here, I'm like, oh, I'll find some videos, we'll put them together, we'll put some Chicks Talks in there, it'll be great.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, I'm dying here.
She's not
And so I'm like, you
pregnant,
guys gonna
so
die too.
Don't give her any money. She's not pregnant.
Baby, don't mind her. Just give me the money.
Come, young man, and who are you?
I know you don't know me, but you know me very well. You know me.
Who are you?
I
Just
know
somebody.
that you're not pregnant.
What is going on here?
Tell him the truth. You're
What
not
are you
pregnant.
saying?
You're not pregnant. Tell him the truth.
Hey!
Baby, how can she come and tell that I'm not pregnant for you? As in what?
Imagine.
Did you know her from anywhere?
I don't.
So what are you saying?
How can you just barge into our conversation and be talking nonsense? I'm there. Do you know how many years I've been looking and seeking to have a child?
Can you imagine?
Stop telling me I should shut up. You are not pregnant. You're not pregnant for him.
See me so
This feels like, you know what this feels like? This feels like every Twitter nuclear Quadio like viral like nuke. Every viral thing he's ever done. This is exactly what his comments look like.
Woman, you are free.
I can't, man. I can't. I don't know. Do you want to know how this ends? Because I don't. It's like, but just look at what's here now. Look at this.
How to tell if someone's going to be a problematic person. So there are 3 traits.
Like, what am I
that
supposed to
people
do with
consider
this? Make a
that
TikTok,
will tell
laugh
you
it
that
up?
this
It's just a
person will
bunch
essentially
of...
ruin your life.
Oh.
These are the biggest 3 red flags that I'll
Yeah. Red flags, 3 red flags, drink
You voted
water. Number 3 will
Republican,
surprise
and now you're
you.
on the internet crying because Republicans are literally doing what they said that they were going to do. We have
Yeah,
women on the
chicks yell
internet
at
crying that schools are getting shut down. They literally told you they were going to defund the school, and
Yeah,
it's only
whatever.
going to get worse.
How
But
to
you see
respond
this?
to someone who puts you down in front
Like,
of
look at
others.
this shit.
Tips
You know what gets
from
me?
psychologists.
Is-
The fact that they're trying
So it's all listicles. I get that. Top 3 reasons, but it's all for like broken people doing broken stuff. There's a
$15-ish,
couple cooking
30-ish
ones.
minutes, and everyone at the potluck will think you're very cute and cool.
Welcome back to Easy Recipes for Lazy Sluts.
Like, look at this. I gotta turn this down. I can't hear nothing. What is this even about? Who watches this stuff? Oh, the audio version. It comes out once I got it recorded.
This is a big game Meg is playing, and the only way to win is not to.
So this used to be... All right, you know what? I'm just gonna... Can't do it. If I find something good, I'll maybe put it on. TikTok used to be chicks dancing in like cosplay outfits. You know, anime girls dressed up, blah, blah, blah. And it's mostly about boba. And I was like, whatever. My girl loved it. I could at least like have it on passively beside me. Now it's garbage now. And even people said like, well, it's just because what you're looking for. So I just do the searches like, what are other people looking for? It's all garbage. It's everybody who's ripped off YouTube. They put their little clips on TikTok. It's those like 3 reasons why you're a broken person, but you should feel great. And I'm just like, and here's the theme. I've been trying to pull a story out of this and make like a video, like just like a red pill coffee or something like that. And I think I have one. It's, you know how there's been bleeding about entertainment, how it's all woke and all that stuff. But the one thing that's come out of it is a lot of people are noticing there's like some like Theft of Fire, a book that's not woke, appeals to young men or to men in general, that kind of thing, does really well. The 2 biggest games of the decade were like Minecraft and GTA 5. And it's not even close. And the idea is there's just money laying out there for people who want to make entertaining content that's designed for men. But I'm also thinking to myself, how many... There was a fight in my comment section of... I think it's the latest Red Morning. The newest one. And it was a bunch of guys yelling at Turd Flinging Monkey, which I still remember him. Like, if you don't remember, like years ago, he came on to the Red Morning or the Rule Zero podcast, and then he started talking about the laws are bad and men are, and like all that's like, you know, the MRA stuff. And then Donovan Sharp was out there at the time, and he just started, and he couldn't get past the sex doll. He's like, "You have a sex doll?" He goes, "Yeah." "Why do you have a sex doll?" He's like, "It's because it's my thing." And he's like, "What?" It just starts yelling at him for like an hour. It was totally unproductive. I'm so glad it wasn't on my channel, because I was like, I would hate to have that in the canon. I always think for all the videos on my channel, what would happen if I had this put on a Jumbotron screen while Piers Morgan was asking me questions? Would I be able to survive it? And I'm like, I don't know. But so he's been doing stuff for men for forever, and that the anime guys like the Tyler the Fiend and the Frog, Ribby the Frog, and there's like hundreds of these things. Every week they got a factory coming out with another one, and they're not doing shit right now. They're not getting better. So it's not just that stuff that's designed for men; it's stuff that's designed for men that's not shit. So I've been trying to figure out what new thing could I do on this channel that would not just be for a male demographic, but also not shit? Because clearly Donovan's never read any shit. Donovan hasn't read shit. Look, I'm not throwing shade at the guy because like I don't care anymore, but he knows fucking nothing. He knew who's that dude who died? Who's the guy that died, had the heart attack with the prostitute and whatever? Why can I not remember his goddamn name? The one who's like preaching. Somebody help me out here. Kevin Samuels. Yeah. Kevin Samuels. Thank you. He just watched his stuff and then he runs his mouth on it. And you know what? Fair enough. But the only problem that he has is that he makes his channel all about how awesome he is. And here's the problem, that when you make your channel about how great you are, it puts your personal life up for debate. And a lot of people don't like him. They don't like his girl, which I think they got married, which is weird because he had about 6 months of videos saying, don't ever marry. And he's like, yeah, but for me, it's cool. And he tried having like an influencer wedding. It was very brand centric focused. Like it's the shit you'd see from like TikTok chicks, right? Like, I don't know if I could find it. Maybe I'll see if I can. I might actually have another TikTok that'll explain what the hell I'm talking about. Question is it even going to be here? Probably not. That's the one thing that drives me nuts about this. You're like, what was that video 3 videos back? It's gone, man. Don't worry about it. It's gone. Yeah, this one. All right. Don't worry about the video. I don't care what the video is. It doesn't really matter.
My boyfriend cannot seem to shut his mouth, so we're gonna unpack it all.
This is why I hate brand people.
Started. Seb had a meeting with a new PR agency that he was going to start working with, and he comes home to me, tells me all these amazing things. I'm being super supportive.
All right, whatever. I'm not even going to watch it. Here's the thing, though. Do you really give a shit about influencer Kyla Richard? Who the First off, let me find out. Is she a rapper or a SoundCloud rapper or what? Is she just a chick? Does she have an OnlyFans? I don't fucking know. Okay, so yeah, she just does TikTok and she has an Amazon wish list. She's literally nobody. Although she has like 700,000 followers on TikTok. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. Are like the equivalent? Is there a conversion rate between YouTube and that's what they need, like a floating rate, like, you know, Canadian pegging the dollars together, like peg the follower counts on each of the platforms. So she just runs her mouth about nothing. And then her big drama is, well, my boyfriend, who's also an influencer, went to his PR team and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I mean, they're okay, but everybody's got nice melons now. You know, Torsha's got nice melons. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank at, doesn't matter. Everybody's got nice melons. It's cheap. Half the ones in Twitter, which I cannot remember a single one right now, which is crazy. But it's like, why do you want to watch that? Like, do you want to sit here and have me go like, well, see, here's the thing. I was friends with Rollo Tomasi, and then he talked to his PR people and might not mine. And here's some, like, that's not entertaining. Nobody wants to watch that. Yeah, I was going to do a Minecraft stream. I'm doing some prep work on that. I might still. Problem is, I've been so overworked getting the book finished and, well, the books 3 finished, books 4. I just have to do the desktop publishing for it. It's another week of work and that one's done. And the dog walker, Nick's got to give me the next 3 chapters back and I'll have some last minute edits and then that one's done too. The rewrite of Fuck Files is already done and that's going to be out in January. Praxeology Volume 3 is crushing it right now. So it's like, I've been busy. And now that I'm not busy, it's here. Anyways, back to the influencer thing. It's like no guy wants to see that. And the only girls that want to see that are girls that don't have friends that cause trouble. So it's like, who is that for? I don't fucking know. Is it for guys that just want to jerk it to her? I don't know. So that's the big question. What is available to do now? Like, I've got Orion 2, which, by the way, oh, dude, Gattaca came out. It's fucking awesome. It's doing well. I like the channel. Actually, you know what's... Here's funny. So how long has this channel been here? Like 6 years? You got the book? Oh, good. I got it too, but Canada Post has a strike right now, so everybody's getting it before me, which makes me feel not too good at all. In fact, everybody gets to say how good it is except for me, motherfuckers. God, I got to get that chick out of my face. Here, just close that off. Yeah, the Orion one. So Gatika's doing good. Hit its first milestone. It's been a channel now for 6 months, I think. Not even. About 6 months, maybe. I've got 6 videos on there. 6 videos and 6 clips, something like that. Or maybe less. Can almost pull it up. Anyway, the point I'm making, and I'm kind of like, I'm not trying to like draw it out, but I just can't remember. 14 videos, of which, well, 11. Or no, 5 and 5, so 10. 10 videos. It already gets as many views as this channel does in the 6 months it started. It started in June last year, or June this year. Isn't that crazy? Makes you think. Hey, Terror Zone podcast, cool. That's somebody new. I like seeing new people in here. Nice to see who the new audience is going to be. Anyways, yeah, so it's got as many views as this channel does month to month, which is pretty good for that. Kind of makes me a little sad on this one, though. Especially when I look over, I see like Rich he's still doing his videos, man. I love it. He's still in his car. Guy sent me in a thing today. Here's some bullshit. Rev the engine a little bit. Buy some beard oil. And he's still pulling in like 70,000 views. I'm like, good for him, man. Still crushing it, doing his thing. He's latched onto the Aaron Clary style of content. Just have one thing, stick to it, don't deviate, give exactly what people want, and don't change a thing. And let it go. This channel has existed for the last 8... There's no way this channel's 8 years old. Although it did just give me a birthday celebration. Hold on a sec. I'll have to look. Oh yeah, dude. My first upload was in May 2017. Holy crap! Oh, wait. Okay, so that was a test one, though. I technically didn't start doing videos until December 2018. That's when the Dread Game Madeleine's video was out, so... Why did it sit there for like a year and a half? There's no way that's true. Is that really the case where I just had a channel set up for like a year? Oh, it is true. All right, never mind. This thing's been out since 2018. Crazy. You've been following for 3 years. You've been extremely helpful, though. I LARPed for 2 years and almost found out the hard way 2 years on the effing button. Oh, Donnie, I see your thing. Give me 2 seconds here. Don't even feel bad about that. Everybody does that. I did that, and everybody has done that. Like for me, I had a different account. Like when I was just going on the subreddits, reading through the stuff, I thought it was fun, and I was whatever for like probably a year until finally like things actually happened in life and when it became more taking it more seriously. So I think everybody has their like initial rubbernecking and then their own personal revelation. It's almost like the hero's journey. You know, the hero's journey, the call to action, the refusal, and then the joining on it. So yeah, that's normal. That's part of the process. Donnie Trejo, $9.99 super chat. Always great to catch you live, Couch. So when will you do a breakdown of WrestleMania 6? Oh my God. You almost can't do 6 by itself though, because you have to do, it's been a while, but I think it's WrestleMania 7 is the rematch, I think. I have to check. What was the main event? It might have been 5 and 6 or 6 and 7. I have to go check. Undertaker's debut. I don't think so. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't 7 because that's Hulk Hogan versus Slaughter. Maybe it was 5. Give me a sec here. I know what I'm doing. It just takes me a second. No, that was the one with Hulk versus Savage where it was like, we're brothers, like you tried to steal my girl. Okay, yeah, no. It's definitely just 6. I don't know why I thought there was a 2-parter. Yeah, it was like the heroes versus the heroes. The first time that Hogan got pinned clean. Like the last time they had a big event like this was WrestleMania 2 when Andre the Giant passed the reins over to Hogan. And it was something else, man. It was something else. Just that, because, and they always say it's that if Andre didn't want you to body slam you, like if he didn't want you to body slam him, you weren't going to. He had to help you. And so it was his way of kind of being like, and he was so big there that like he could do anything. Nobody could stop him. And he knew he was going to die, so he didn't care. So yeah, you really had to win him over. And if he didn't like you, oh my God. So the fact that he did that was like a big deal on and off the scenes. But that's a good question. When will I do a breakdown of it? I'm tempted. There's actually a pretty good like audience for wrestling on this, but I don't know if I got it in me to devote my life to like talking about WWF anymore, but we'll see. Oh, the link for the new channel. So here's the easy way to get there. Oh, wait, maybe not. So technically it's just youtube.com/this. So let me do the full. Oops. There we go. I wanted to have Orion, but it turns out some idiot who's just sitting on the channel has an Orion already, which is so annoying. But you guys are going to love it. Like I'm trying to bring as many of you guys over there as possible because I think you're going to enjoy it a lot better than a lot of the really crappy Red Pill content you've seen. Not because I don't think, I mean, some of it's good, but a lot of it's not, let's face it. But it's because the genre, the movie review genre is just trash. Like, I don't like it at all. And I was like, well, if I don't like it, but it was something I used to love, what changed? And I realized it was just, nobody wants to like anything anymore. Everybody just wants to like, hey, this is stupid. Don't you think so? You know what else is stupid? Culture. And I'm like, fuck off. Trump won. It's over. We won. Relax. And so I thought, it's not about like movies that you love to hate, like The Room and that. I hate those guys too. The ones that are like, this movie is so much fun to make fun of. It's like, why are you watching it? It's fun to make fun of it. Why don't you just watch something good? And so everything on there is like stuff that's good, but it's not, it's good and underappreciated. Like I'm doing my best to make sure it's not stuff that already has 1,000 videos. Like Kickboxer, hugely popular. Everybody talks about it. Star Wars, hugely popular. Everybody talks about it. Like, how about the ones that people don't talk about? And then like, it always warms my heart when I see you guys in the comments there too. And they're like, dude, I remember this movie when I was like 16. I turned it back on. You're like, it's right. You're right. It's awesome. Like Gattaca. Nobody remembers Gattaca. Gattaca is fucking awesome. King of the Kickboxers. Barely remembered. Most people don't even know about it. And it's just great. Like it takes, but the only difference with that one is it's like, it's a Hong Kong film. So you have to like teach somebody how to enjoy it. Cause it does a lot of things that are different that could look very amateurish if you were to compare it to like a Hollywood film. But once you realize it's not, it's Chinese opera. And then you look at it through that lens, you're like, oh, and you watch the movie, what's called watching the movie on its terms, and it's great. Like Come in Peace, surprisingly popular. Like I knew it was good, but I didn't know it was like really good. It's already performed about as well as the best video on this channel, which is one of my random Chick Talks. Yeah. Mr. Lart, dude, I don't usually comment. I just wanted to say that your videos really helped. Applied stuff from your books as well. Now I'm where I want to be. Thanks. No worries, man. Like I said, it's everything that's been here. It's all the stuff. And that's why like the next 2 books for the praxeology stuff are going to be just field reports. Because like there's no more theory. It's just application. There's nothing more. There was Dread. There was Frame. And that's literally and Game. Were the only 3 things that guys talked about in the Red Pill. And when it comes to Game, everybody else has already written all the books, so why would I write one? I can't write a better one, and I would just rehash mystery stuff anyway, so like what the fuck's the point of that? But yeah, I had a 5-year plan. It took, 7 years or 6 years, but that's fine. So to get it all in there. Now it's all in there. And then the last little bits, like all the research I had, all the field reports, all the theories, like here's examples of guys that went through it themselves, and then after that I'm like, when will the hardcovers come? Well, I've finished some hardcovers. The Fuck Files rewrite hardcover is done, and that one's going. I have Frame and Dread to do next. I had to make a couple artistic decisions, so I was thinking, do I switch from the 6x9 format to do the 5x8 trade paperback? But then I'm like, nah, let's just keep it as is. So I've made the hardcover and the softcover both 6x9s. Which makes the hardcover slightly bigger. Which, again, will make it easier, too, because then I want to do some alterations to the desktop publishing of Frame and Dread. So once I get that done, the rewrites, I'll be able to have both of them in there. But I have to design new covers, and that's why the issue, the Dread and Frame are going to be a little bit, and Praxeology 3 and 4 are going to be a little bit longer, because the paperbacks are going to be what they are. They're going to look like the way they look, and that's fine. But the hardcovers, I want to give them a consistent look to them. So I'm not sure yet how I want to approach. Like I got to make a consistent choice for the lot of them. But they'll all be there, which should be good. Expect this stuff though in the spring. And I'm assuming the dog walker won't take too much of my time. So that should be fine there. But yeah, TikTok, what the hell, man? This is supposed to be fun. This hasn't been fun in forever. Like, here's what they're giving me now. This is all they give me now.
Is being used in these protests. Your corporate accounts will be frozen.
So I guess if you don't know, on this one, here's the funny thing. Oh, my scroll is all messed up on this one. That's fine. So here's what happened. For Americans, I'll translate this into American politics so it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I used to be a graphic designer, so I can do it. Trudeau, the equivalent of like the president, has this chick here, Freeland. She's the vice president. They call it the deputy prime minister, but she's also the finance minister. Ministers in Canada are like secretaries in the States, so like Secretary of Defense, Secretary of the Treasury, stuff like that. But our order is a little different. Like I think you guys' Department of Defense is the biggest one. For us, I think it's the Minister of Finance. So she's doing the annual budget, and it was supposed to be released yesterday. But then she got fired or quit or pushed out or something the day it was supposed to go out. And they were shuffling the cabinet. So they were going to move her to a different position and bring this other guy in, Mark Carney, who is like globalist WEF puppet. Think of it like all the Sith comes in twos, where there's Trudeau and this Mark Carney guy. He's like his mentor. You're like, wait a minute, he's not an MP, is he? He's not elected. He's not a senator. It's like, no, he's not a senator or a House of Representatives. He's just a guy. And it turns out you can just elect anybody to be a minister, one of your fancy minister cabinet positions. Everybody's like, what? Nobody's ever done that before. It's like, yeah. So she decided to quit, and not just quit. She posted it on Twitter, put a letter saying, F this guy, I'm out of here. And then I guess 2 other guys quit, and now his whole cabinet, half his cabinet quit. And then all of his other spineless guys in his party were like telling him to quit, and he told them all to go F themselves. And Pierre Poilievre, the guy who's running against him as the conservative, he just had this big speech, which, dude, it actually is a really good one. I would say can I pull it up? Let me see if I can find it. It's actually really good. It's going to be TikTokified, but we'll make do with it. Yeah, it's this one. I don't know if I got a whole 11 minutes to watch it, but I could fix that. Hold up a sec here. I got to fix the transforms. It's the other reason they changed TikTok now, so it's like impossible to get a good framing for videos without getting your whole web browser in the middle there, so it's kind of annoying. You know what? That's good enough.
I rise today flabbergasted by the news that has just been made public. The government has finally revealed its true deficit number. Remember, this finance minister, this outgoing and now former finance minister, told the world.
Wait, this might not be the right one.
Smashing in the former attorney general, finance minister of our economy. So she wants her life back.
Oh, there it is.
These probably out on bail, woke up. One full-time job, and she grabbed me by the hand and she said, and they are very numerous. Canadian investments since at least the Second World War, and some say the worst gap in a century. Canadian workers are only getting 55 cents of investment for every dollar an American.
Yeah, a lot of it's just like showing how far we've fallen.
$500 billion Canadian
But it's the
investment dollars,
sob story
which
puts at
works
the
out
end. It's
to
really
almost a
good.
quarter of our economy has
It comes up here in
left
just a
net
sec.
to go to the United States, where it builds pipelines, factories, warehouses, pipelines, business centers, Canadian investment dollars paying American wages, while our
I like how he's not
workers are
letting up on that, by the way, the
starving
annexing
for investment
Canada.
and for salaries to pay their bills. When I travel across this country,
There we go, this
I
part.
consistently meet two types of people. One, those who are a little better off and tell me that, and I'll be very blunt about this, that if I don't win, they will leave the country. And they are very numerous.
Yes. Guilty.
But you know, I
Guilty.
don't worry about them as much. You know who I worry about?
The ones that want to stay here.
The ones who can't leave. The ones who don't know, and if I can just use very blunt language, who tell me I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I have no idea how I'm going to pay my way. Wow. I met a waitress at a restaurant not long ago, and she came up to me and she grabbed me by the hand and she said, "You have to win." And I said, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate your support." She said, No, it wasn't a compliment. You have to win." And then she told me her story.
No teleprompter, nothing. It's off the cuff.
One full-time job and two part-time jobs just to pay her bills. As a single woman in her late 50s. And she was tired of working all the time. So she cut everything out of her budget. Every creature comfort, everything she enjoyed about her life, she cut it out so that she could drop one of those part-time jobs. And then one morning, she woke up and she walked outside and her car was gone. And she called her insurance and they said they weren't going to cover the replacement value. So she had to take that job back. I rise today flabbergasted.
God damn it.
She was doing just fine. She was doing everything right. Met another guy at the Labrat Brewery a few days ago, and you can watch the video of me talking with him. He walked up to me and he said, "I have 3 jobs and I can't make it. We're renting. We have no hope. We've given up on ever owning a home. We're renting. We can barely make it." And he said to me, "I feel ashamed when I talk to my kids because they ask me why I'm never around.
It's a tearjerker, isn't it?
And why we can never have a house. And I feel like a failure." But he didn't fail. He has been failed. That's right. He has been robbed of the promise of Canada. It was a very simple promise, that if you worked hard, you got a good life. Now, it wasn't fancy or extravagant, but you got a house with a yard where you could have kids playing safely. And you could have a nice dog that you could afford to feed along with the kids. And your kids could play safely in the streets. That was the promise. Now, politicians break promises all the time. But you know what was bad about this promise? This promise didn't belong to this Prime Minister. It wasn't his promise to break. It belonged to all of us. And our purpose is to bring home that promise for that young man, that young father, and that older female worker, so that they can once again take back control of their lives.
Part I like about it is what's coming up next.
Where their hard work earns them a good wage, where their rent and their food is affordable, and where when they go to bed at night, they know that they will be safe throughout their sleep and that they will have their car in their driveway in the morning. A country where people are proud again to fly the flag, where they know the government is a servant and not a master, where they understand that every day the Commons, this place, works for the common people, not for the ego of one man desperate to cling on to his job. We must remember that we are servants in this place. We have a job to do on behalf of the people who sent us here. Our personal dramas are not important. The dramas that should seize all of our concern and imagination are the daily dramas of the working women and men that build this country. We are in it for them. We're going to give them back control of their lives in the freest country on earth, Canada. Let's bring it home.
The reason I liked it is because lately I've been kind of the same way, where you see a lot of the stuff in there and they're mostly bickering amongst each other and taking jabs at each other. And I get it. It's fun. It's entertaining. Everybody's got to love their job. But I was like, why aren't these guys positioning themselves as like, all right, time to get serious? And now they are, but Yeah, I don't know. We're just borked. Like, I don't know how this ends up, but I'm definitely working on getting out of here. I would really like to. I see good things about Texas. I see good things about Illinois. We'll see what happens. If you're going to do Canadian politics, so up some Rob for greatest hits videos. Yeah, dude, he's funny. His brother drives me nuts, though. I hate that guy's a premier. Anyways, enough of that one. I don't know. So, like, and this is all I get now. I can't look at TikTok because that's all it's got is stuff like this. It's all angry Canadian politics. At least the new thing is about the drones. There's drones in New Jersey flying every day, all day, car-sized. It's been all kinds, like, I don't know what's true and what's not. So like, take this for what it's worth. People are saying when they try to fly drones up to go view it, that their camera conks out. So it has some kind of anti-camera technology. I don't know if it's true. There is balls and there is drones, and the electric balls are possibly aliens or sea people. Or possibly sea people. And the drones are either foreign, which the American military says, no, they're not foreign drones. But then everybody's like, they lie, so they are foreign drones. But then they're like, no, those are the military's drones. And the military says they're not our drones, to which everybody's like, well, the military lies. They're definitely our drones, or their drones. And then other people like, there's probably some, like, Google's doing some tests or some rich people there. Nobody's taking credit for it. Nobody's seen one of these. None of them have fallen down. And some of the theories are it's either fake, like Chinese drones coming over to spy on us, or American military drones running tests on stuff, or some evil American company testing drones for whatever reason they want to do, or it's aliens, or it's the military chasing aliens, or it's the military chasing sea people who are mistaking for aliens. So, like, wet people. Or, and this is the new one, like, why would you fly a drone at night? You'd normally fly them during the day. And they're like, well, they're searching for radioactive material. Apparently there's some Jack Bauer nuclear device somewhere in New Jersey, and the drones are sniffing it out all day, every day, trying to find it, literally sweeping the state. Or that's a psyop, and they're trying to demoralize the people and set up a new wave of authoritarian COVID restrictions like they did with COVID. So it's like, oh, sorry, your radioactive zone here, your phone has an app, you got to stay home. Same as that, right? Everything's closed. My girl's hooked on it. It's like a new telenovela for her. For me, I'm just confused. I just get angry. Yeah, Bat Boy from the tabloids. That's what it is now. But now it's all drones. And now people are spotting them. My girl even saw one over by the CN Tower, and I was like, I don't know. It was a light sitting there. It was brighter than a star, but it's on the flight path to where airplanes fly. And I kind of just like stopped looking after a while. Then I went and looked later. It was gone. I don't know what the fuck. But then other people are saying because COVID ruined our ability to function, is that people forgot what airplanes have anymore, like airplane lights. And they forget there's things flying like 500 miles an hour. That's too fast for a drone. It's like, yeah, it's an airplane. So nobody knows. But it's really just a case of watching unhinged people have their day in the sun. I don't even know what to say about this. But like, so I can't do that. Like, what am I going to do? Some chick talks about a bunch of crazy people talking about drones? Where's the story I can pull out of that one? You can't. There's nothing to talk about. You can't be satirical. It's all stupidness anyway. And then the thoughts aren't doing thoughterly. They're just talking about their business profile, and the politics are all basically united in one thing, and that's F Trudeau. So I can't even do a politics shift, because what's the interest in that? Well, the new policy engagement is he tried to cut everybody a check, like only in Canada. Yeah, mass hysteria, cats and dogs living together. What's the other one? Oh yeah, he tried to give $250. He was giving like a tax rebate, but he was going to send you a check. Trudeau was. And everybody's like, that's stupid. You send $250 to 440 million people. That's like, $20 billion or something stupid like that. Like, you can't do that. We can't afford that. We're already $1 trillion in debt. And he's like, no, we're doing it. And then the businesses are like, dude, I can't change all of my software to cut out the GST on 16 specific items you dictate. And it's like a candy and potato chips anyway. It's not even like groceries, which are already exempt. The point is, only Canada could fuck up giving people money. It's like, here's some money. We fuck up so much. Like when weed was legal here in Ontario, they had a lottery system to get business licenses for it. And they thought it was a good idea to only hand out 12 for the entire province of like 20 million people. They screwed that up so bad. And then they made the growing specifications so specific, so restrictive, that Canada lost money selling drugs. The Canadian government lost money selling drugs. Only in Canada can you not sell drugs for a profit or hand out money for free without fucking it up. It's like, and I can't make a story on that. What am I going to say? Am I going to sit here wearing a Hawaiian shirt, yellow sunglasses with an F. Trudeau hat, talking about bro? It's like, no. The only thing I could do is make it sound serious. And I was like, nobody wants to be, hey, do you want to be depressed? No. Yeah, and then Doug doing his thing too, yeah. The only thing I kind of like right now is he's going after the bike lanes, saying it'll fix traffic. Like, it won't. Our traffic problem is there's too many people, and the traffic as roads were built in the 1700s, so it's like, that's not going to get fixed. We have to have less people in Toronto. You can't add 2 million immigrants from Southeast Asia and expect it not to affect traffic. But here nor there. But I like it because all the people that have been absolute assholes, giant Trudeau supporters, they're mad about the bike lanes. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Take the bike lanes. Yeah, I'm not going to watch another one of these. So I don't know what to watch. I don't know what to watch. I don't know what to watch for you guys. All right, maybe I'll show you this one. I'm not sure what to make of this, but it's kind of weird.
Take a shit, and I eat the shit. Take a shit, take a shit, shit, take a shit, and I eat the shit. Take a shit, take a shit.
That's our NDP leader. He's the socialist. He's the whole reason this is happening. He could stop it tomorrow if he wanted to. He's in this small position of like, he's the tie-breaking vote, and he's been waiting for his pension, so he's just doing it. And I guess people are just over it. Like, dude, every TikTok he does, dancing and whatever in the streets, the comments are all just say Durka Durka. Like, Canada's got no chill for this stuff anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous. George S, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Heartfelt. You should look into the TikTok trend of girls joking about how Luigi was with them that morning. Oh, really? Luigi was with me, eh? Oh, the alibis for Luigi? All right, we got one. Let's see what this one is.
Her sister was a witch, right? And what was her sister? A princess. The Wicked Witch of the East, bro.
Oh, so this is the trend? All right, whatever. Okay, yeah, so there's a trend on this one. It's, yeah. But you see what I mean? Like, I can't, that's entertaining. Why does a guy worth over 7 million need a 45,000 per year pension? I don't know. But it's the only reason for him not to say no. Because if it was about him losing his job, he's an East Indian MP out of Surrey. Like, dude, they're not going to vote a white guy in to replace him. He's fine. Unless they find a conservative Sikh, but I doubt they'll find that in Surrey. And he's corrupt. He's very corrupt. Everybody knows that. He's been pilfering things here. So I think it's just a matter of he thinks he's owed it. Or he's possibly got a video somewhere that Trudeau has of him diddling a kid. And he's been holding that over his head. Don't you dare vote against me or I'll release the diddler. And he's like, oh. Maybe he sings with, or Jugmeat is with Diddy. He's on the Diddy tapes. Yeah, now I'm worried about my career. Whole thing's messed. But I can't make a joke of this. I have to write a book. I have to literally write my own. I'm like, none of these stories are good, so I have to make my own. And that's what we're working on here. That's why I actually am really happy with the dog walker. Like, I was talking to Nick. Or not this Nick. My Nick. Editor Nick. And he was like, I was not expecting this. He thought I was going to do some kind of like sci-fi guy action movie stuff. And he's like, dude, this is like a normal book. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. It's appealing to men because I like, why does Colleen Hoover get all the money? Why can't we make a Colleen Hoover book that's well written? Because if you've ever read it, it's ridiculously bad writing. I found that right away. Like, it's easy to digest, but it's just horrible. Too many adjectives, too many adverbs. The motivations are all spelled out for you. It's like everything's described. You don't get a chance to use your imagination. It's just horrible writing, but it's popular shit. But it's all just about a girl getting a rich guy. It's basically all 50 Shades of Grey. It's like all the same one. Like the one I read was Veracity. My girl's like, just read it. Know what the best book out in the world is right now. I'm like, fine. Gist of that one is some chick wants to be a writer. They always want to be writers. She bumps into a dude in the street who, and between her, she sees the guy get hit by a car. She gets blood on her. The guy gives her his shirt to clean it up. Turns out she has to go have an interview, and it turns out it's with him anyway. He's the wife of like the greatest author, and he needs somebody to shadow write the new book. So she goes, lives at the house. She falls in love with the rich guy. The chick's in a coma because of some accident. Finds out, and then she thinks she's being haunted by the chick. So she falls in love with the dude, sleeps with the dude, then finds out that the dude thought the wife killed his kids. So he tried to kill the wife, but the wife was faking it because she loved him the whole time and she just wanted to sit in a coma and wait for him to figure it out. So the girl, the main character, and the husband kill her for real and then find out after the fact that it was oops. And then the girl's like, oh, fuck it. I got the man. I don't care. And they just let it go. I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah, this one's live. So I'm like, that's convoluted. I liked the idea, and I was like, let's do it red pill. And so it was the story is a guy who's a promise keeper. You know, promise keepers. You remember the red pill thing? You know, the Rollo article. You know, my mom got treated so bad by my dad. I'm never going to do that again. Well, I'm like, well, what happens to let's make a story about what happens to a promise keeper learning how to get rid of that. And it's like, as he's a promise keeper, he makes up all these rules for himself. He ends up screwing himself up. It's his experiences with women. You know, they screw him over. At one point, he finds the girl of his dream. She fucks him over royally. And he kind of comes to understand, it's like, oh, it's just like, yeah, just be red pilled, whatever. Yeah, I know that one was bad. So this one's, that's the character arc. It's a guy learning to stop being a promise keeper and embrace being like a man. And then I do my best to make it like both funny, entertaining. What did Nick, the references I've heard to it is like cheap champagne. It's bubbly, it's fun, it's sweet. It's short. You don't want to drink too much. I'm like, oh, it works. It's got great callbacks. It doesn't take your time for granted. And I think that was the big one. The reason I've been trying to read books right now. I'm really trying, but I was starting to think there was something wrong with me, but everybody keeps telling me it's like, no, they really are shittily written books lately. And it's like, nobody writes anything good. Like I'm trying on Substack, everybody's post, the first half of it is them explaining, hey, sorry, I haven't done anything for the last 2 weeks. And hey, I'm doing this one because I feel like this and this and this. And I'm like, you haven't even told me what we're talking about or what we're writing about. And you've spent the first hour of my time just telling me how you're sorry and you feel good. And this one's going to be great. And maybe I should subscribe. And I'm just like, you could just start with what I'm here for. That'd be all right. I don't need the diatribe. And then the ones that do, they just adjectives or everything. Nobody ever just says anything. They always have to softly say explicitly and I'm like, how do you say something angrily? Why don't you just have him put an exclamation mark at the end of his sentence? Then I know he's yelling it. Maybe that's good. And I'm just like, fuck. Yeah, exactly. Get to the point. So it turns out that's just what everybody does right now. And I'm wondering and there's been a bunch of bleeding on Twitter about nobody writes for men anymore. All the writing and the publishing houses, it's all for women. It's all for women. It's all for women. Nobody writes for men anymore. And then I look at this stuff. I'm like, maybe guys just don't want to read shit. Like I remember this one, Oliver Lange, Defiance. Nick got me on this one. I like it. It was written in 82 or something like that. It's I guess the movie Red Dawn. This book, they got into some legal trouble saying that they ripped off this book in order to do it. So it's America got taken over by the commies. and this guy kind of does his Alamo Last Stand. It's well written. Characters are good. I enjoy it. They don't over-explain things to me. I like it. Yeah, J.K. Rowling nailed that in her books. They're easy to read. Yeah. You haven't read a single book this year. Oh, dear God, man. I have like 4, and I'm coming out with like a really good one in another month. Get that one. If you haven't read fiction, read The Dog Walker. You will like it, because it's the only book I've been able to read and like so far. I've got, Theft of Fire, but I mean, that one's out right now. That's Devin Erickson. Really good one. Same thing. It's a bit of hard science fiction, though, so he spends more time than I would like explaining the science. But I get it. The type of person who likes hard science absolutely likes that stuff. Explain to me how this is going to work and it's real. And like, oh, okay. Like, they don't treat it like magic, which is fine. I don't know. I don't know about the release date. That's the other thing. I'm thinking maybe February, because with the rewrites for Fuck Files, I'm re-releasing them under the new pen name because I want the fiction stuff to be a different pen name. So that one's just R.A. Stone, because I don't want somebody to be like, oh, I like this book. Let's see what else he's got. And then all of a sudden they find a bunch of praxeology books and they're like, I don't give a shit about that. It would hurt those ones and hurt this one. So I'm keeping them separate. Fiction, nonfiction. Done. Maybe Valentine's Day. That's actually not a bad idea, because Fuck Files is coming out end of January. And then the first week of February. So if I do those as like a prelude or and then Dog Walker comes right after, that'd probably be pretty good. I could see that working. No, I'm with you, Amdo. I have a hard time reading them too. I'm trying. I've been getting like, if I'm even slightly interested in the idea of a book, I will get a sample and try it out. Do you know what the biggest selling ones right now are for like fiction for guys? There are these things, they call them RPG lit or TTRPG lit or fic or something like that. Anyways, I'm like, what the hell is this? It turns out people are writing books as a first-person D&D session. I'm like, what? Like they're like, yeah, he rolled for initiative and it's shit. I'm like, who reads this shit? And there's like 100,000 of them. I'm like, is AI designing these? Are people just running their D&D campaigns and then writing it down into a thing and make it into a book? Like, I don't fucking know. And they're crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. And I was like, dude, I gotta be better than this. There's no way I'm not. Like, I'm not even saying that to brag or anything. I'm like, there's no way it's not. Where's the thing? Let me get the category right so you guys can see this. It's absolutely insane. Oh, fuck off. One sec. All of a sudden, Windows decided to show me some ads, and I'm like, I don't want this. Oh, wait, I remember what I have to do. I have to go to, like, the top 100, and they just pop right up. Top 100 in Kindle. So it's all chick stuff. When the world fell silent, powerless. The housemaid. And then when you finally get down to guy stuff, it's like Peterson's Beyond Order. Fuck, man. I would do a round of benzos if I could get that, like, Jordan Peterson clout. I think it'd be worth. Couple weeks in a Russian detox. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Is it this one, Wind and Truth? I think these are the ones. No, military fantasy. Different one. Military fantasy. Oathbringer, Rhythm of War. I don't know who Brian Sanderson is, but he's got like a shit ton of books. It's actually crazy how much he's done. They're like really good too. I mean, sales-wise, I don't know if they're any good. I haven't tried reading one of these ones yet. Military fiction doesn't really appeal to me. Is it good stuff? All right, so maybe I'll have to give it. I'll tell you what. Since you said that, I'll at least like give me a sample. Let me check it out. The last time I read stuff like this was like, remember Ravenloft back in D&D? I was reading that as like a teenager. Now he's found that kind of interesting. Anyways, whatever. Sanderson does fantasy. I'd start with that story. All right. Start with that one. See if I can enjoy it. Because, yeah, I just feel bad because I realize, other than the sidebar books, right? Like, you know, Glover, that, I have written more books than I've read in the last 10 years. I was like, that's not good. There's no way that's good. So I think it's time to at least equalize that a bit. But it makes you wonder. Like, there's gotta be space for more of this stuff. And then the videos on YouTube, too. YouTube fucking drives me nuts. Like, there's nothing on there. Even like the Minecraft Let's Plays, which was like my go-to for like something chill to have on and just watch and kind of get into the story and that. Even they aren't kidding anymore. Like Hermitcraft, they're like a big channel, collaborative SMPs. They've had great stuff. My girl and I have been watching them for years. They're great. They're easy, and the both of us can watch them. They just had something now where one of the guys, name's Iskall84. He's dating, I think, one of the other girls, which is like Pearl Essence, or it might have been one of the other ones. Anyway, so I guess he got in a little bit of Me Too trouble because one of his moderators, he flirted with her on Discord, and then she got so offended that she basically said he has to be fired. And so they kicked him out of the server. And I was like, what in the fuck is this? It wasn't like he didn't diddle anybody. He wasn't doing anything illegal. He just flirted with somebody. He's like, if you're famous on YouTube, why wouldn't you use that fame? It's like Pro Jared. He did nothing wrong. So anyways, everybody has and not only that, they had to like excommunicate, like with the Stalin photo where they wiped the guy out of the photo. All the collabs are gone. All of his references in the merch are gone. Any episode where he was a guest in, people deleted them from their channels. Oh, it's just gone. And so I'm like, I realize what they're doing, and I'm just like, and that kind of lost me too. And then what's on there now? Unless it's, I can only watch so many, like back in Rome, it's like I've seen this 5 different times. Like I don't need another Roman triumph fanfic documentary. I don't need another USS Liberty video. I don't need another conspiracy theory this or that. It's like it's all the same stuff just recycled. Nobody has new ideas. It's driving me nuts. And that's why I'm like doing my best for the videos I'm doing on the other channel there. It's just like, just give me something that I haven't seen before, you know? Oh yeah, he got cooked bad. They even did like a little Reddit thing. Like they're banning people from the subreddit just for even mentioning him. Hey, speaking of which, is he at least doing videos? Like, is he falling on hard times, or is he doing all right? Looks like he's still doing videos. Oh, never mind. He's taking a 4-month break. Jesus. Poor bastard. Poor bastard. 1.6 million subs, too. All right, whatever. Yeah, so everybody's cooked. Nobody's good anymore. I really want to believe this whole Trump train thing that is coming back. I really want to believe this because, like I said, from a creator standpoint, I have a vested interest in the age of man coming back because, like, that'll help me secure, like, finances. At the same time, I also want something to watch. Carry On was actually... What's Carry On? Oh, wait, let me see here. Oh, you're talking about the book still. Okay. The Way of King, start plus 40 hours long. Super dark, awesome ending to the series. So Mistborn. Oh, the Mistborn, it's a saga. Well, how fancy is that? All right, Mistborn, saga, Kindle, let's effing go. My big theory on this, by the way, if you've been wondering, which I don't know why you would, but you may have. I'm like, why is this stuff not hitting right? And the only thing I've been able to come up with is storytelling. It's like nobody's telling stories anymore. Some of the book sales are doing great. They're doing great. In fairness, if the trend line stays steady where it's at right now, it might even hit my gold standard. So for every book, they've all had different releases and different success and failure. Let me just... Yeah, Fuck Files did one. Praxeology did one release. The biggest single month release was Frame. Did like 1,000 copies in the first month. And it's usually the first 3 months is the big, and then it starts to trail off, and then it hits like a new normal and it just stays steady on there. So if it stays on the trend it's going now, it's going to do better than Frame. Frame did better than Dread. Both of those did better than Fuck Files. So we'll see how Field Reports does compared to. If it stays on par with that, I think that'll be awesome. The main saga is this first of 3 books of Mistborn. It's all right. It's fine. I'll check the sample. And like all I ask is that it just piques my interest. As long as it can pique my interest, I'll be happy. And it's boring right now. Like there's nothing to do. The economy's in the shitter, so I can't even go. Like the companies that I would want to go enjoy are either overpriced or they did something to restaurants here, man. Like all restaurants are $100. McDonald's $100. Doesn't matter. Like whatever. That's fine. Money's just money. The thing that gets me is something to do with the distributor side of restaurants is that like they always make you feel sick now after you go and eat. Like they've cheaped out on something. Maybe the seed oils are extra seedy or something. I don't even know. But yeah, it's like even if I wanted to go spend money in the economy, every place that I would want to is then hit such hard times that they're not enjoyable. And it's like I would rather just cook for myself. It's really it, which drives me nuts. Look at you, Mr. Professional Author. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's not that like, oh, professional author, are you? Yes, but the gravitas of professional author has dropped considerably in the age of the internet. So, yeah. Weird Al Yankovic has a song about the U.S. getting nuked on Christmas. I mean, no one would expect anything bad around this jolly time. Had to make it a rule where if a movie doesn't hook me within 15 minutes, I'm not going to finish it. Yeah, dude, it's a solid rule for all this stuff. It's like your attention is the only scarce resource right now. And it's like, don't just give it away to everybody. Saw you paid a visit to the SMB yesterday. I've been going a few times, actually. I'm trying to. So when I do the next SMB video, I just had to get some gear. So I mined up some diamonds. I've got some tools. I've been leveling those. I might stick with my plan to avoid using mending it if at all possible, Santiago. So we'll see what happens. And then I have like a mega build I want to do. There was some videos where guys were talking about megalophobia, like the fear of large things. And they had some examples of like megalophobia stuff. And I was like, I could do something like that. Just the idea of like a 300 block tuning fork standing up in the middle of the world or something like that. But I'm like, it takes a lot of stone. So we'll see. But yeah, so back to Tate's one. Yes, absolutely. My girl's stubborn, so I just keep telling her, it's like, no, we're watching something. If it sucks, just stop watching it. It's like, well, I have to. Like, no, you don't. And I just lose interest in it. It's fine. Same thing, a game. I'll try a new game. If the game doesn't hook me, if it all of a sudden looks more like it's a grind and more like it's sucking my time away as opposed to making me enjoy it, then I'm just like, I'm just done with you too. Books, same thing. It's something I've learned is like your first sentence, your first paragraph, your first page, and your first chapter. Vitally important. If you fix nothing else in any, like if you're writing, get those down. Spend an inordinate amount of time on the first word or first sentence, the first paragraph, then the first page, and then the first chapter. If you can get those right, you can buy enough goodwill for people to get through the rest of your piece of shit. I don't know how well I've done. I'm doing, it's like I'm never happy. I'm always trying to do it better, and every new attempt is always better than the last. But at the same time, it's like if you just sit here constantly, like I could still be on frame right now if I was like, I have to get the perfect first page. Sometimes you just have to say, you know what, fuck it. It's going out like that. But yeah, it really is important. I don't think people pay attention to that anymore because there's no charity anymore. Do you care? I don't care. They've made so many crappy games now. It's like, no, I don't care about the hype. I don't. They made so many crappy movies now. I don't care about the hype. I don't care who's in it. I don't care if Ryan Reynolds is this or that. I wait now. I wait 90 days for other people to go do things. And then if they report back it's really good, then sure, I'll go check it out. I didn't see Top Gun Maverick in the theaters. I waited till it came out on the streaming because I didn't want to be let down. I don't even look at games that have come out now. After, like, Diablo 4 was the last. I'm like, dude, I'm tired. Hype is ridiculous. I'm just not doing it anymore. And like, good. Let them fail. Yeah, a piece of writing's never done. You just put your pen down. Exactly. And same thing with books. I'm finding that I'll get through just the sample. If I have trouble getting through the sample, and I don't ask for much, be interesting. Most people are not interesting. Like if you're, follow my Substack, there was a guy recommended 2 young male authors. And I'm like, I'll check it out. The first one was a book called The Expat by Han Sui or something like that. Chinese guy. And I get what they were trying for. He was doing what they call autofic. Autolit, or autofic. Autobiographical fiction. It's like, it's kind of your life, but it's more. And the idea was a software developer that was actually secretly the greatest hacker on earth. And I got through the first chapter and I'm like, this is garbage. Not because, like, maybe it's even a good story, but I just know in the first chapter, he was so busy telling me how awesome the guy was and how nobody understood and I'm like, this is just a gamma mail you're writing for me. I don't want to read this. They couldn't give me a character. Like, he doesn't have a flaw. His only flaw is he's not appreciated. I'm like, fuck that. And then the other one was, I don't remember the name, but it was like a Jewish kid doing his one. And it was just like a neurotic mess. Like, he was a Striver theater kid. His first chapter was just talking about the brand of clothes he did, the brand of food he eats. It was like all basically, oh, I have spinners on my rims. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about this either. His girlfriend ditched him and now he has to figure out the life. And I'm like, At least Delicious Tacos, he has a good command of the language. Like, dude, when he started, and now for some good news, the apocalypse happened. The guy's freaking out. He has to beat his boss to death with a fire extinguisher to put him out of his misery. And he hated himself for not hitting on the secretary. And now the apocalypse happened. I'm like, dude, that's a start. That'll get me. Path of Exile 2, which is that one. What the hell is Path of Exile 2? Also, when you use qualifiers like good, it doesn't really do it for me. I don't care. Like, good is a subjective thing. It's great. Great how? Like, what's good about it? So early access, Riot class, warrior. Is this just a D&D one, or is it like one of those off D&D brands? Why does it look like Diablo? All right, I'll look at the Steam store. Oh, it's Diablo. Path of Exile Diablo style. All right, maybe. Oh, wait, were these the guys that used to work for Blizzard? And they're like, dude, let's make Diablo like the way they used to. Is that what this is supposed to be? Alex was streaming it. All right, maybe I'll check it out. They want me to pay $100 for early access? Fuck that. Fuck that. No. Keep your early access. I'm good. Flash Gets has an animated series based on Warhammer. I actually find it compelling and funny. All right, let's see that one. I'm sure it's great. Like I said, it might be great, but early access, like, bro. Oh, so it's it's a YouTube channel. Got you. All weebs go to anime heaven. Oh, I see. So it's like, yeah, it's old school animation. Furry apocalypse. Joe Rogan interviews, makes-ups. See, I can see this working. I can see it being all right. Maybe I'll give that one a shot. They don't do many animators on here because the way YouTube changed its algorithm to prioritize view time, it kills animation because then it destroys the ROI. Because you could get millions of views on a 20-second animation, which takes just as much time as an hour-long podcast. But the podcast will make 10 times as much money as the animation. So the animators are like, I just can't do that. It doesn't make sense. Didn't you make Project Zomboid content? That was early access. Yeah, but Project Zomboid didn't want $100 for me to try it out. I'm fine for early access, but if you're going to tell me you're in like an alpha or early beta testing game, it's like, don't be charging me market rates. There's been too many cases of guys getting swindled. Shit like that. So I'm like, if it's good, it'll still be good in a couple years, and I'm fine being the low end of the tail. I'm not going to do the YouTube content creator thing where you like chase the newest thing and hopefully get on there. So, because I'm like, I see these guys doing that. It's like, oh my God, it's the newest thing in early access. I'm like, so? Gross, degenerate. Yeah, I'm fine with that, dude. I'm like part of the 2000s. Back when like American Pie was good and shit like that. You know, the big thing was like, oh dude, the scene where he fucks the pie. So like I can handle gross out comedy and humor and stuff. By the way, do you remember that thing I showed you at the beginning, that the Zambian soap opera? There is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This whole thing is like 40 parts. 40 parts to this thing. And the whole time, it doesn't look like he ever does find out that she's pregnant or not. And he wears that weird jumpsuit a lot. It's like his uniform. It's like Urkel with the coveralls. Ninana TV. Good for them making content though. Like it's compelling enough. It's just a little ridiculous as far as the premise goes. I don't know if I could get into it. Remember Stick Death? Yeah, I remember Stick Death. Stick Death was the good one. That's the one with the stick figures constantly trying to kill each other in new and imaginative ways. The Homestar Runner, all that stuff, which I actually kind of miss Flash animation because I didn't realize how good it was until they took it away and it'd been so long. Like I forgot about, there was one Homestar Runner video where there was 2 Homestars and they looked identical, but one of them was a fake one. And if you, in the URL, instead of just going to the HTML site for that video, you looked up the shockwave file directly, it would reframe it differently. And so you could see outside of the borders of the video and find out which one is the fake one. There's like little shit like that. Like you could actually play. It was interactive. It was pretty cool. When's the paperback coming before my impatient nets me a Kindle copy? Paperback of which? All the paperbacks are out that are due. Hold on a sec. Let me double check. Yeah, it's right there. Paperbacks live, Kindle books live. If you're talking about volume 3, it's out. Here, I don't know what your market is. Who is that? John D. I'm going to assume you're US. So here, just grab it here. It's right there. Trust me, I'm waiting for mine too. They haven't sent me mine. And I'm so annoyed because that stupid Air Canada, or not Air Canada, Canada Post strike. They have a mail strike because they wanted more money. And everybody's like, no. Yeah, checking my email, strong beds. Yeah, the emails, the whole thing. It was just really good, wholesome. The cheat techno songs, all that stuff, it was good. Like, not everything has to be adult themed. I'm fine with like well-written, family-friendly, G-rated stuff as long as they do it good. US Post sucks ass too. Oh no, it's not that they suck ass. It's that they're on strike. They stopped. They went on strike for Christmas. And they just got told to come back to work the week before Christmas with like a 70 million package backlog. Like so many Christmases are ruined now because the union wanted more. That's Jugmeat's people. George, $5 super chat. Random question about the new sidebar videos. What's the best way to go from reviewing the material again to action and practice after so long? I don't know how, like, the best way. I just know the way I've done it and most guys have done it, and the way to recommend it is just treat it like a co-op program, right? Yeah, there's the books. Don't just watch the videos. If you just watch the videos, you're missing out because I purposely designed them so that they aren't a replacement for the books. They're a supplement. They'll have, like, to help you understand the concept, sometimes I explain them over again. Sometimes I add context to let you know, like, how does this apply? Because maybe it's a bit too abstract. Or sometimes we found things in the sidebar stuff just doesn't work. Like, it doesn't really work. Like, for example, Glover. In No More Mr. Nice Guy, he talks about, bring this to your wife and show her, and you guys work through the breaking free stuff together. Everybody in the Married Red Pill were like, no, it's stupid, don't do that. We even took that to Glover and told him no. So, but it's like stuff like that is what I add in there. Gendernomics 1 and 2 out of print. Anybody know how to get a hold of them? I think the only way to get a hold of them now are from Jack's audiobook. Pretty sure Carl has pulled them. He's done. Yeah. And remember, these videos, they're already here on the sidebar. It's just, it's been a few years. And so I've put them in like a mega thing. Because when I was looking through the videos, there's like 100 videos in the sidebar playlist. I'm like, that's a lot. I don't want to have somebody be like, here, watch these 100 videos, because nobody's going to do that. So I'm like, fine, it'll be one video. It's like 8 hours long, but then yeah, you watch a chapter, you read a chapter, you watch a chapter, read a chapter. So I've got When I Say No, I Feel Guilty and No More Mr. Nice Guy. In the can, I've still got Married Man Sex Life Primer and Manipulated Man. So those are going to be up soon too. Like, space them a little bit there. And that's the idea, is you read the book, and as you read the book, you watch the chapters in the video, and they give you a supplement. And it's just like, what are you doing in your life? Well, just go with that. If you're married, working on your relationship, start with that stuff. If you have no frame, work on that stuff. It's all about, like, you have to decide what you want to do with it. I can't tell you what to fix because I don't know what's broken or suboptimal or what you prioritize. And I think that's the big part. The best way to start is just to learn to prioritize what you want out of things better. Yeah, because I'm looking at this, dude. There's like 900 videos on this channel. Do you know that? 900 fucking videos. That's a lot of videos. And granted, some of them are clips. 300 of them are Patreons. So that's still like 600. 500 at being generous. 500 straight up videos. It's a lot of stuff to go through. So if I can clean this up so at least it offers a better user experience, then sure, why not? I found an audiobook. Yeah, that's Jax. Jax did the recording for it. So that should work. Anyway, so my hope is in the next year, people start making better content again. Not just content, creative work, output. Good books, good movies, good videos, good Let's Plays, good games. I would kill for it, man. Like, there's a ton of money just sitting out there waiting for somebody to make something worth a damn. You know? Guys need to stop being demoralized and just get to it. Stop worrying about cheaping out on things. I can do my own editing. Like, maybe. Probably not, though. Probably not. Even if you're the best control of the English language ever, I have yet to see... Like, I've tried it myself, my first book. Or first book with Nick, but my second book. I tried to, like, get it to as close a finished state as I could before handing it off to Nick. And he still found like a third of the book was like red lines, notes, and fixes. And I'm like, Jesus. Like, you can't do it yourself. You just can't. So don't cheap out on that. Don't cheap out on cover art. You got to get some good art design. Get some good art design. If you can do good games, get good programming. That's fine. You're going to make a good YouTube video. Buy a proper camera. Keep telling you guys, man, the Makos 5K, like, it's professional quality for a fucking webcam. You can still get your proper lenses and shit, right? You don't have to film everything with the DSLR, which you can do that if you want to. Yeah, Patreon sits at $297. Some have 2 videos. Yeah, exactly. So it's almost exactly at 300. I think the 300th episode was just 2 weeks ago. But yeah, there's a couple 2-parters. And there's been a couple, I think that evens out though for the few weeks that I took off. Like, I take off Christmas, I took off my birthday. And every now and then if I'm sick, I'm just like, oh, but they're usually just delayed. So yeah. It just makes me wonder too though. Like, you guys watch other content creators. You watch like Jack and Alex and probably those guys, like, you probably, I know there's guys in here that watch like Turd Flinging Monkey after seeing that drama in my comments section, which was fucking wild. It was on the new video, or was it the new one? I think it's the new one. Hold on a second here. Let me pull out the comments. I'll read it to you guys because it's actually kind of funny. Where did it go? Is it this one? No, it was the first one. Sorry, this one was actually pretty good, but... Stop. Give me a sec, I'll pull up the comments. I know it's here. Ryan finally did a 7-hour podcast, just like Roger Tomato. I see John Watson there. Damn it, I just saw it here today, too. Oh, that chick that did like the huge thing is still in there. What if they deleted it? That would suck. 'Cause I was actually looking forward to reading that diatribe by Buddy. All right, whatever. Okay, so the gist of it was, somebody was like, "Oh, thank God, there's something new to put on and chill because Turd Flinging Monkey has dropped off lately." And I was like, "It's an odd one, all right." And then somebody else was like, "What are you talking about, man? He's great." And then I guess he had somebody on his channel. I don't know who he is. He's some name. I forgot what it was, but I guess he went crazy, ranting about like Jews or something like that. And then Turd Flinging Monkey was defending him, and now they're having this little fight. But then they just come over here. It's like, I'd rather just chill and watch you read a book. Like, all right, fair enough. Crescent Slice, long time no see, sir. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess they just disappeared. I don't know how comments work on this one. All right, whatever. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was on the podcast. That would actually make some sense. Yeah. No, it's not there either. All right, whatever. It's gone. Bork. To be honest, the more stuff I get done in real life, the more boring even the good video games get. Well, there's that too. Like, that's kind of the purpose of games, right? Everybody's talking about don't play video games, don't do this, you should just be working. It's like, dude, some people do work. Like, I know some of you guys a bit more than I probably should, which I guess is better than being parasocial, but like, not exactly nothing to do all day types. Fairly busy, fairly productive, and it's like the spare time you have is earned. Sometimes it's micro time in between projects or in between things in the day or just the end of the day or the weekend, and that's fine. You're busy, you're productive, you're earning money, and like, I just wanted some time to relax. And if like me sitting here ranting into a microphone can do that for a little bit, then so be it. But all these guys shitting on us, like, dude, it's called work hard, play hard. It's like, you know how hard it is to carve leisure time? I mean, it's easier than it's ever been, but it's still not the easiest thing to do. You can't be hustling 24/7, 365. You know who says that? Broke people who don't hustle. They're the ones who always talk about how much they're hustling. It's like the rest of us, I want something, take my time. I want a bit of time, hour of time, 2 hours of time, a weekend of time, whatever. I want it to do nothing productive. I want to just sit back and enjoy myself. I want to be able to do it in a bathrobe if I want to. I fucking earned it. Yeah, burnout's still a thing. To be fair, I kind of felt I got close to burnout this time too, this end of the year. It's been a stressful time, which it's self-induced stress, so I can't complain, but at the same time, once I started noticing, like, dude, I'm like waking up at 3 a.m. for no reason and I can't get back to sleep and shit. And I'm like, oh, I gotta finish this. And I'm like, this is my attempt to walk back work. You know what? If I'm on stream, I'm not thinking about all that other shit, and this is almost relaxing. So yeah. Yeah, it's not even about earning the right or the duty. It's just you take it. It's mine. I take it. Well, yeah, but what about all the other stuff you had to get? It's all handled. Everything's handled. I guess in the sense that when you say it's like it's your right and duty, right to myself, duty to myself. Like, I owe myself that. But that's kind of the deal. But to be fair, anybody who's like fairly productive kind of knows this too. I don't think guys can work like other than physical labor. It has to be burst activity. Like, I will be extremely productive one day, and then one day like I can't get into it, and I could fight and slog through it, but it'll be like really shitty output. And I've just gotten the habit of, like, on the burst days, go in. Yesterday, for example, did out 90% of the script for the new video, Way of the Gun. Somebody wants a guest article in their Substack, couple grand for that. So I did another 2,000 for that, plus 4,000 for my Substack thing for the week, as well as looking through and doing the final edits on dog walker stuff, right? So super productive, super busy. Today it's more of a slog, so I couldn't do as much, but if I sit here and fight through it, you're just going to kill yourself. So I was like, no. You have to do it in bursts. Sleeping and listening to Lovecraft audiobooks. Interesting. Yeah, burst activity, fitting from a man who keeps Iggy's. Dude, they're so lazy in the winter. I love it. They've been sleeping all day. Except for the gray guy. He's just anxious. Constant anxiety. The girl found if we put a sweater on him, it actually calms him down. So we might have to go that drought. But we'll have to see. I'll work for several hours in the morning, take a 90-minute nap, and finish work in the afternoon. Yeah, same thing. See? It's like, and the bursts will change. Sometimes it's like you got a really productive hour, or a couple hours in the day, and then the rest of it's kind of fucking around. And you just do the pace that your body is able to keep up with. Unfortunately, lazy people also try to do that, and that sucks because then they get procrastinative and they put it off and they think they're doing the same thing. It's not the same thing. I would argue you need to burn out first before you can start doing burst activity, because until then you don't know what your limits are. And I think that's the important part of it. So for the rest of you guys, for those of you who have never burned out before, go burn yourself out to the point where you need like a month staring at a wall. Like nothing is enjoyable. You haven't slept. You're hooked on nicotine or something like that. Get all that shit out of your system. Then once you've burned out, then you can burst it. I would love to know your thoughts on the book Hyperion. No thoughts yet, man. I never got into like the how was it Wheel of Time series and all that. I don't know what it was. I remember that when it came out. My buddy was a fan of it. I was just like, never reached me. But what is the Hyperion? I remember, like, I think I remember seeing the book, like the cover, but I've never. Pulling it up here. Yeah, it's the Dan Simmons book, right? Masterwork of science fiction, resonates with excitement and invention. A creature called the Shrike. Somebody worships it, some people fear it, and those vow to destroy it in the Valley of Time. Shrike waits for them all. Galaxies at war. 7 Pilgrims. Final voyage to Hyperion. Seeking answers for the unsolved riddles. Every carries a desperate hope, a terrible secret. Mailed the fate of humanity in their hands. Wow. Oh, so it's kind of like a Dune thing where it's like super far into the future sci-fi. Is that the one? Well, yeah, dude, nobody likes being burned out. That much I can tell you for sure. Nobody likes being burned out, but there's a lot of things I don't like. I don't like feeling too sore to walk after the gym, but you just do it. I will admit, the one thing I noticed that a lot of the guys, especially the fiction writers, they pick very thin, almost flimsy type choices. Like when I'm reading The Fall of Hyperion, Enderman, like I don't recognize the typeface they're using. In fact, it looks like it's been a stretched version of something else. It's like a weird graphic font. But like from a distance, at a thumbnail size, it's very hard to read. And that was the one thing I was very proud of mine, is that you can shrink my books to very, very small, and you can very clearly sell what the books are. My question is, though, is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? Well, to be fair, William Gibson's Neuromancer is also an easy one to read. But a lot of these guys, it's like they don't design their covers with the expectation of somebody seeing a very small 2x2 inch version of it, which I think is a bad choice. But then again, if I remember correctly, the Hyperion series is like a big fucking deal. Like, let me go back to... So yeah, it's like number 3000, 19th in space opera science. Space opera science fiction has its own category? Dude, I could get into that. Interesting. How popular is the number 1 space fiction? 500 in the Kindle store. It's not bad. Rocket Repo, a humorous space opera adventure that'll leave you laughing through the stars. Number 1 bestseller in space opera science fiction. Interesting, huh? Makes you think. So I don't know if it matters. Although, to be fair, Rational Mail, his isn't very legible at tiny sizes either. The one advantage he has, though, is he has such a unique cover design that you almost don't need it. Like when you see Rational Mail, like all of his books, they're very consistent. They have that leather, like ad hoc leather bound book skeuomorphism. So as soon as you see that red with the black spine thing, you automatically know that's a Rational Mail book. So He's kind of worked around it. The question is, do like the Hyperion books also do that? Although we'll see, the Kindle edition's got some weird minimalist thing on it too, which, it's more legible, but the problem is it kind of loses all of its flavor. Now it doesn't really tell you anything. It's just like a squiggly line. Like, what the fuck's the point of that? At the very least with the paperbacks, or I guess the hardcover. No, the hardcovers. Why would you do that? Yeah, the other ones, it's got that Frank Frazetta fantasy painting thing to it. At least has a look. It's that like 1970s, we're on the shelf at the airport look to it, right? I taught college English for 30 years. My burnout after being blackballed is real. I have complex PTSD. Wait a minute, another one? Jill, I'm not going to lie. You're like the third or fourth English professor that I've met on this channel, which is crazy considering we just shit on women all day. And all of a sudden people very educated. The other one in here was Stripper. I think he's got a master's. Nick, he was a professor of either literature or English. I can't remember what. He's my editor now too. And there was one other one I can't remember. Although we got like a bunch of lawyers as well, like some really good ones. I won't say how good, but like extremely good, like better than lawyers. Fun fact though, for me, teaching, well, I don't mean they count as in that. I just mean they count as in being educated. Damn it. I didn't mean you guys can write well. I just mean you're educated. But yeah, the one thing I never burned out from with my military career was the teaching. That was the one thing. It didn't matter. They threw a lot of shit at me. Like when my one student got arrested for stabbing a cab driver with the box cutter. Even shit like that. I just got through it. I don't mean educated in like the woke way. Like that idiot with the PhD over the smells. I mean like actually educated. Like functionally professional. A professional liberal arts degree kind of thing. Not a make work liberal arts degree. But yeah, burnout after getting blackballed. Can I ask how you got blackballed? I am curious. You don't have to say if you don't want to. That's fine. But I know, like the military, we had a lot of that. I got out before getting blackballed, but it was going in that direction. We also lost a lot of our command. Like they started throwing out fake Me Too accusations. They killed our entire top echelon of military personnel, including some admirals that I really liked. Like, dude, Admiral Norman, I still... Best military thing ever. It's not the war on terror stuff. No, it was the day when the Trudeau government tried to send him down the tubes to cover for some fucking slimy little bastard. And they show him up to his court martial, and he shows up in his N1s, all of his medals on his, and he had a fucking chest of medals too. Like he was a working admiral. None of this. I worked in Ottawa. He's like, no, how many deployments do you want to talk about? And he walked in there. He's like, you want to try to fucking fire me? Let's bring it. And I was like, they actually changed the law after that, where if you're ever charged in a civilian court to deal with something, you're not allowed to wear your military uniform anymore. Because of him, because he made them look so bad. And I was like, yeah, just do it. Fuck it. What does being blackballed mean? Well, blackballed just means like you're kicked out of like you lose your job, but every other job in your industry is told not to hire you. So you're like excommunicated. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know a writer ID attorney who won very high profile cases. The guy can't organize appointments. He always had a secretary for that. To be fair, though, his job is not to be organized. His job is to win case, like practice law, make arguments, write drafts, that kind of thing. So like all that other stuff, yeah, if you don't want to specialize in that, you can hire somebody else. You can be a generalist if you want to. Yeah, I don't do my appointments. I can't bill for that. That's the other approach too. If it doesn't make me money, I don't do it, which fair. For me, I'm just a control freak. That's why I do my own graphic design. That's why I do my own audiobook. That's why I do my own writing. That's why the only things I've outsourced are the editing, because I can't do that for myself. But when somebody does art, like I've hired an artist, finally. My first fiction book, Dog Walker, will have a paid artist. The guy's pretty good. I've showed you his work. It's on my Substack. You can check it out. But this is like a real, like I'm letting go of control for this one. And I'm hoping it works out. I think it'll work out. We'll have to see. For me, nothing has made me want to relax more than a 2-year-old horse who just discovered that he has testicles. Oh, jeez. You got to break that guy. You got to break that guy, man. If he's starting to buck, got to break him. Like, are you using him as a stud, or is it just you haven't gotten around to giving him the snip yet? I have to always have in mind that one comes next to my calendar is only a backup. Yeah. I'm kind of similar too. I try. That's why I really work to like minimize my commitments. If I can't keep it in my head, I'm just not going to do it. Or if I do it, I just tell the other person, it's like, look, I'm not keeping a schedule for this. I will be there. I've set aside time for it. Like, everything on my end is done, but throw me a little message a day before, just so I have like the extra reminder. But it's funny. Most people are very bad at trying to book your time. I guess with law, it's a bit different, but anyways, I just hate people wasting my time, and so I try not to waste anybody else's, but I always just upfront and honest, whatever. So basically the opposite of Cappy. Yeah. Oh, dude, his whole December 28th doing his taxes for the year. I'm like, fuck that. I got shit to do. I mean, I don't, but I don't want to do that. Because in Canada, what happens is if you work for like a salaried position, your taxes are due April 1st, same as everywhere else, or April 30th, whatever date it is. But if you are self-employed or an LLC or anything like that, which I am, they give you until end of June. And so I always wait, because for a lot of things, like I have to wait for at least the first quarter to be finished, because a lot of the payment processor stuff, they're 3 months behind. Like my Amazon books, the December payment comes through in like March. So I don't even start my taxes until after then, because then all the finances are there. The fact that everything's online, I don't have to save 500 receipts like Clary does. I just pull up every individual revenue source that I have, pull the annual report, put them all together, mix them, put them together into my tax spreadsheet. PayPal is like really good ledgers, so most of my payments I try, if at all possible, to filter everything through PayPal, so that way I have my expense account right there, annual report, Stripe annual report, Amazon, ACX, Google, YouTube, annual reports, put them all together, synthesize it, put it all together. And then I'll have whatever paper receipts or Visa statements that I need for like the exceptions. And we put those together. And yeah. And then my taxes are done. So it doesn't take a long time, but I've really done my best to structure everything to make it as easy for me as possible. In Austria, I have to do my taxes until June 30th, and only because I work for myself. Oh yeah, so it's the same thing then. Same thing. Because they understand that you need a little more time because of the accounts never come through. Like, they're not immediate. It's not like salary where your stuff comes through every 2 weeks. Plus, I think for companies, like if you have a bunch of employees, you get their stuff done for April, all your submissions there, and then you have to work on your own after that. Which works out well for me too, because my accountant, he has a lot of corporate contracts and clients, and so he's busy as hell in the first half of the year. So by the time he gets to us, it's like at the end of the year, he's got no more clients, and I'm like, perfect, because we don't have very complex tax anyway. But he's literally like on vacation. He's like, yeah, I'll take a week. Here you go. Throw him $1,000 and be done with it. No, that's what blackballed mean. Blackballed means you're not only fired from your job, but you're the rest of the industry refuses to hire you. 1 or more 2 years of the standard deduction for me. Oh, for fuck's sakes. That was dumb. Don't be dumb. We're coming on hour 40. I was going to stop this one at 2, so it's more of a riff. I didn't really have a super plan going through this. I can't do chick talks. I guess, I mean, oh, you know what I could do? Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I could get back to doing, what was the other show I had where I made fun of Twitter? Fuck. Can't remember. Oh, I don't know. I haven't had an employer for like 7 years. But no, the employer does it for you, but you also have to file your returns. They do all the taxes. Hold on a sec. Let me pull up my lists. Manosphere Morning, that was the one. Maybe I got those. Maybe those will be worth. Yeah, that doesn't work. Oops. No, give me the... I gotta move this off screen for a sec. I gotta fix the window. Oh no, I can't do it off screen. Damn it. What do I have to do here? I have to just extend the one and create the other. Let's see if we got anything good in Manosphere Morning. Even those are kind of boring the shit out of me now. It's kind of brutal. There we go. Yeah, good enough. Oh, look at that. Mac, you rock. Have an upvote, madam. ESL and listicles. Yeah. A lot of ESL in here. And that's what I'm worried about. If I start doing Manosphere Morning and I'm making fun of a lot of these listicle accounts, I'm basically just going to start becoming like racist against Southeast Asia, and I don't want to do that. Oh, I never read that. Okay, I can actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's record a Manosphere Morning on this one. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's effing go. Manosphere Morning, our favorite cosplayer, Max here. I'm pro Red Pill Sphere in the sense that it gives men practical solutions for improving themselves rather than focusing on women. Women hate that. Do they? Do they? Oof. I am anti-grifter side of the red pill, which has collapsed into a bunch of anti-white third worlders telling men to give up. Sir. The Microsoft tech neck of men's health. How awesome is that? Hey, speaking of which, speak of the devil, there's 3 of them right here. I can smell Southeast Asian on all 3 of these ones. You can't defeat a man who doesn't have to care because he knows he works hard and has to constantly increase his value. What a nonsensical statement. My male you remember that game that That's How Mafia Works? Level 7 man. I'm a level 8 man. Masculine theory. Actually, I think this guy is he's American. He's an African American guy. If I remember correctly, he had a video series he put out, and he's one of those kids, like he's 30 or something like that, but he looks like he's 14. Remember when you just got like the you barely grow any facial hair kind of thing? He looks like that, if I remember correctly. And he doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But ideas will escape you if you fail to write them down. It's very masculine. This guy, I know this guy's Southeast Asian. Here's how you tell, by the way, when it's like a foreigner grifter, is they'll always add, what do they call them? Undefined articles. Like the sum. They'll put weird sum and they'll pluralize it in weird spots. It's like a signature. You can't not see it. It's easy to hate women. It's easy to lose hope in women. Yeah, see? Nobody would say it's easy to lose hope in women. They would say it's easy to lose hope of women. Or on women. Nobody would say in women. That's right there. It's your indication. I think some foreign government's doing so. This is misinformation. This is tenant media. Lawrence Southern is being paid to spread this misinformation, sir. It's easy to think they're all slut, men haters, one-sided women. Jesus. Look at I think the worst thing that ever happened to like tweeting was those Ben Settle emails. Do you guys remember those? Ben Settle? He's did this thing where he made every sentence its own line double spaced. And it was like, it would increase your revenue from selling spider monkeys by 6%. And then everybody latched onto it. Ask yourself, why is the algorithm pushing this content? Which is funny because I know for a fact if I go into this guy, I see a lot of that shit there too. Why is it pushing this stuff? And all it's showing is this chick. She's the chick that took 100 cocks and then she cried about it. And oh my God. All right. Pause. There's this chick, Lily Phillips. She's on OnlyFans. She made a deal where she wanted 100 dicks in a day. And she's like, I got this. She's like eating raw eggs. She's jogging in front of Philadelphia. Did like the Rocky theme song. Go for it. Then I guess she did her thing. I actually haven't watched it, funny enough. And I'm not just saying this because the guy's like, I don't watch that stuff. No, I just haven't watched it. I don't know who's watched it. Maybe somebody, maybe nobody, who doesn't matter. So she went, she did her thing. She filmed 100 dudes going at it in a day. And I guess the stories are coming out where like the cameraman went in and he was like, oh, this is disgusting. And the day after, so she's filming a documentary. And the guy went in there and he's filming her. And the way she's talking, she's starting to break down and buckle and cry. Everybody watched that. And I was like thinking to myself, so it's like, what in that, like, what's everybody getting off on? And what's the behind the scenes footage? It's almost like it's reversed. Like she did the whole like porn thing on that. She went there and that's fine. You know, for her, I don't really, her dad probably is not a fan, or maybe he is. I don't know what their story is. But, and nobody watched that. But everybody's like, but they know what to think. What do you think about porn? I think Jesus is great. I think porn is great. I think F you. Yeah. But the video of her sitting there crying about it. Oh, every conservative Christian influencer put that on like repeat 50 times, which is hilarious because like the black-pilled incel gimmick was they would always show like a screenshot of a YouTube video of girls crying for 8 hours with like 1 million views. And that's it now. So now what's the porn? Oh, it's the girl takes all those dicks and she feels really bad about it and cries. She's going to go burn in hell. Like that's the porn. And then the behind the scenes is the actual dicks thing. And it's just funny. So why is everybody, there's a need. Guys right now have a need of like, oh, I need to see her getting her comeuppance. I need to see her have revenge. I need to see her ruin her life. I need to see her dad getting very disappointed in her. And that's what they're watching now. F that guy. There's another one. Oh, yeah, hey. Hey, wasn't this right from... Why is the algorithm pushing this stuff? Oh, by the way, here's me pushing this stuff. Yeah, he's British. I mean, he might be British, actually, because she does look like a fairly British woman. Frame test. You're scrolling Instagram, and your girlfriend looks beside your photo and says, wow, he's hot. How do you reply? What in the fuck? Yeah, okay, yeah, he's British. Dominant polarity with screw your wife. See, look. No married man in the West says screw your wife. Nobody says that because it's got a vulgarity to it, like you don't like her. You would say screw your wife when she doesn't want you to go fishing. Screw your wife. Get out there. You wouldn't say it as in actual sex. That's why it's always make your wife your slut. That's what the guys always do. So yeah, they're in Southeast Asian indication number 2. Oh, the bad boy program. I'm curious, what course would it take to make me a bad boy? Reinvent yourself as a bad boy right in front of your wife. She won't know what's coming, bro. Don't be the vanilla nice guy. Do you remember when I was talking about writing? If you guys watch my other stuff, where I talk about like how I hate adjectives. It's like there, don't be the vanilla nice guy. What was wrong with any of the nice guys? Yeah, but the vanilla one? You got to be a more creative nice guy. You need to be like chocolate pudding nice guy. Married man leverage, become a world builder. Oh, fuck. Like Minecraft worlds? Does that get the girls wet now? How to become an arrogant asshole and turn her on. What is dark sex? I'm pretty sure that's racist to say it that way. I think you're supposed to call it African American sex, but I don't judge. I don't judge. Holy shit, there's like 30... How to order sex toys with... Not even how to use them. How do you order them? I know how to go on Amazon, bro. What, are you going to bring her with me? No. Here's an app you use. It's a special one. 3 ways to embarrass your wife. Ah, there it is. Remember what I was just talking about? That whole, watching the video of the chick crying about taking all the dicks? That's the draw right there. Really? I can embarrass my wife during sex, huh? I've always wanted to watch her cry and beg. Fuck. These people are brutal, man. Hey, do you hate your wife? Let me teach you how to hate your wife in bed. Masculine sage. Making men better fathers, husbands, and brothers. Don't date a prostitute. I'm out. Tip your waitress. Any woman who sleeps with a man without being in love with him is what? Spartan oats. AOUE. I've never seen that word. Is that a real word? Aoues. Jamie, can you pull that up for me? What the heck is an Aos and how is that pronounced? I'm a well-read, world-traveled man. I've never seen that damn word. So what are Whatever and Andrew Wilson? Dude, what happened to this show, man? This show, Whatever podcast, it used to be a bunch of nerds who did prank videos with a sex doll and a chick that was dressed like the Kaiser yelling at OnlyFans models. What the fuck is this? That, like, remember when the biggest, craziest thing you ever saw on TV was Big Red? Remember Big Red? Yelling at guys, I'm an ally, you're an idiot. They got him, and then they got this chick, which I don't know anything about her. I'm strictly going off of vibes here. But she's nervous, she's fidgety. Is she on drugs? Is she an OnlyFans? I don't fucking know. This one looks like she could have an OnlyFans site. So maybe. Of course, the white girls. Okay? This one, it looks like she was homeschooled and super religious parents. And the first penis she ever saw was like a cow. And she didn't know what it was. And now she's like 25 and she's kind of stunted. Like, that's my best guess. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe she's a sweetheart. Oh, they beheaded the sex doll. Dude. That's brutal. Zerka. The heck Zerka talk? Isn't this the guy that got his ass beat? All right, they're just talking about space. Nobody cares about space. Oh, Pearl. She's still around. Good for her. A lot of girls have daddy issues. Only this girl could take daddy issues and make a worldwide brand from it. Fuck you, Dad. The branding. Good for her. So does gay couples having kids make you uncomfortable? I'd rather a gay dude than a single mom. Well done, Pearl. Doing the Lord's work. Rivlino! Oh my God! It's Rivlino! The pickup artist, the most popular, prolific pickup artist in Twitter. World-renowned, international playboy, has slept with 8 women in 10 years or 12 years. The problem with artistic girls is they're extra crazy. Thanks, man. Thanks, bro. Don't marry much traveled girls. Jesus. And the worst part is it's all grifters talking with him. It's like all just like, remember that centipede with the guys all eating each other in the butts? It's like that. Alex. Oh, why did I put him in Manosphere Morning? 2 wolves. Nah, I can't do this to you, man. Enjoy your 2 wolf take. Man maker. If she likes you, everything's free. If she doesn't, everything has a fee. Man haikus. I think he meant actually artistic. Noah Ravoy! No way! Dudes! This is the dude that he bought his kids' cabins next door to him, and he wants to build like a tribe. He's doing the Abraham thing, but he doesn't want to kill a sheep. Massive maturity crisis. Billions of men not growing into blah, blah, blah. Being a man's an intermediate state, not a developmental goal, a final goal. Look at this. After death, you have to hit mythical status. If you're not a myth, the man, the myth, the legend, why are you even doing anything? Bro. How do these ideas feel for you in your body? And the worst part, these are all English-speaking people. They're just horrible. Well thought out. Thank you. Look at that. All the chicks are loving this stuff. Peaceful parenting coach. Nope. That's a no from me, coach. What's he look like now? Yeah, look at that. Look at that thing. Look at that ZZ top he's rocking. He used to have like the dad cut. Now he's gone like full Norwood with the hair back thing. His suit's about 4 sizes. I mean, I don't want to shit on him. I mean, I do, but I don't need to. Yeah, there it is. That's the one I remember. Nothing's wrong with you. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You just need to get unblocked. Funny enough, I think I am blocked on my main account with this guy. He blocked me. So I do need to get unblocked. King, holy crap. So I'm using a different account for Manosphere Mornings because, like, my main account, all these guys have blocked me. And I'm like, I forgot about these people all existing until just now. King Dre, he was the one that's like, he was like a game advisor. Yeah, he was like ghetto MLD John. Oh my God, that's so funny. No matter where you are, women gonna be women. Thanks, man. The Limitable Man still kicking? Jesus. That takes me back. I remember back when he was a young man with his online e-girl friend from Korea that put him on blast and dumped him and then sent all of his private DMs to like Andrew Tate, who blasted him out for the world. Showed off he was just an autistic, gameless spurg. Man. Oh, I can't read that. It's funny, but I'll just leave it there. YouTube, I don't endorse Red Hawk's take on the Daily Wire purchase of Tenet Media. So I'll just leave it there. So much stuff. The greatest gift you can give your husband on Christmas is losing the baby weight. Dude, she's still going at... Pearl's always made her bones. I'm like yelling at fat chicks and yelling at black women. That's always been her thing. It's kind of crazy. All right, we're going to do one more and then we're going to end this. What? You know what's funny about this? So, like, that's supposed to be a news thing, but they're just...
I just want to bring you some breaking news before we leave you. Well, Andrew Tate has said that the Chief Magistrate's ruling to allow police to seize more than £2 million from him and his brother Tristan is not justice and is a coordinated attack. Of course, it comes after Westminster Magistrates Court allowed the police to seize that money, saying he owed a lot of unpaid taxes.
You know what's funny too? That dude behind him, the one with the shaved head and that, guaranteed that's his mafia handler. He's like, if you go out of line again, I'm going to leave you in the trunk of a car. I don't know, dude. To be fair, you guys don't know this. There's this thing called, I don't remember what the site's called, like DDoS something or other. So anybody who's ever gotten a hack on their site, they put them on this site. It's like DDoS Secrets or something. Andrew Tate's War Room in its entirety was leaked onto there. And I guess it's just bad. Like, it's not bad in that, oh my God, they're evil. It's bad as in it's cringe. Guys sitting there talking about who's more alpha. Everybody's talking about how they're going to hook their girlfriend up with OnlyFans. Tate saying $7,000 to have dinner with me. It's just bad. And there's a lot of videos on it. Go check them out yourself. All right, we're going to try one more. We could find one more goofball in here. Oh, I don't want to shit on Billy, but Billy, I might have to go back for this one. I want to find it. So if you guys don't know, there's this account on Twitter called Radfem Hitler. And there was just a school shooter like 2 days ago. And she said Radfem Hitler got me to do it. And she deleted her account. Billy has been like, RFH did nothing wrong. He's been standing for her this whole time. It's actually kind of crazy. A lot of people are talking about, oh no, she's great. Meanwhile, every Manosphere red pill guy is like, dudes, anytime a shooter comes out, we're not even on the manifesto and we get blamed for it. Rolo goes off about how they've demonetized his channel. They specifically direct his traffic towards like that date site guy and all this other stuff. It's pretty shady stuff. Anyway, so she's on the list. I did it because of this person. Like, she got named in the manifesto. And everybody's like, meh. It's just, you hate to see it. You hate to see good things happening to bad people. What in the fuck? Dude. You know, I'll give them a like too. What's she talking about? Oh, she was following. Hey, that first thing from before. We'll follow up on it. Many less practical solutions, much more outrage bait and demoralization. You'd think, but the demoralization isn't even good anymore. That's the problem. It's disturbing. Someone's been very pro, letting the men, blah, blah, blah. It's a shame that all the bad actors couldn't be gatekept. Everybody knows that. You can't keep people off the internet. Come on, give me something good. I want to end this on a good note. Ooh, Rich went on a bike ride. Good for him. That Pearl. Dr. Burrows! Dr. Dude Babe or Dr. Babe Dude Love. Look at that. Nailed the landing. Yeah, I remember. Oh man. I remember when she was all about the red pill stuff and then she started to try and bring some woo-woo stuff. Everybody's like, nah, fam, we're good. And then she just got vicious and mean. And she used to coach a bunch of like young men on how to be good with women. And she was shaking them down for money and stuff. And then she had a video of her crying in her car about how she like lost her last chance at happiness. Then at like 42, finally managed to get a husband and then instantly got pregnant. And she just bragged about, all the red pill guys, you're wrong. I did it. And everybody's like, good for you. Whatever. Nobody cares. It's like Riley Reid did this already. Nailed the landing. But look at that. So this lets you know, doesn't matter how angry or ornery or vicious or spiteful, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Don't sit around waiting for comeuppance because they'll sit in a staged photograph with their F trophies for clout. Look at that. I got a husband. I got a kid. F you, red pill guys. Like, I'm happy for her, but at the same time, I kind of have a laugh. Who is this guy? Moby is doing relationship advice? Abel Kyug, relationship coach. He's Moby to me. Thanks, Moby. You can't do it for him. All right, whatever. I give up. Sean with an ass shot. I think we might be... Jesus Christ, I didn't realize Tate posted this much. I've had him blocked on my main account because I just don't want to look at that shit. Oh, and they're still doing this stuff. All right, it looks like that's about it. Oh, this one. All right, so drama number 2. This is another reason. Like, I used to be so much fun to shit on women. It used to be so much fun. It's not. They're killing the love of the game now. Do you know why? Because it's their marketing strategy. So here's the newest one. Nuke ended up getting like super viral because he said Sydney Sweeney was a catfish. Because if you guys didn't see, she had 2 photos out, one with one of her candidly and one with her all dolled up. And she looks fine. She looks nothing wrong with it. She looks attractive. But then she looks like catfish attractive and then dolled up Hollywood attractive. And he was boring up to the point that's like, they're all the social stuff. You always look better on TV than in person. So she had something similar to the Libertarian. Never called her ugly. It's just like, they all catfish somehow. She has been riding the high of this for like days now. She blocked Nuke and she's like, I'm sorry you guys all had to see that misogyny. I'm sorry you had to see it. If you're just catching up, members of the it's like, just Nuke. One fucking guy. One guy. The Manosphere zoomed on this video earlier today and discovered that my forehead has lines when I raise my eyebrows. I now have to join Sydney Sweeney as the fake like, fuck off. Still going. It's been days. I earned 68 new followers. And so it's like, I get it. This is why it's not fun anymore, because a girl's like, hey, I am gonna like take off makeup, take a shot, let the Manosphere guys or any guy make fun of me, and then I get to play the victim. The poor Manospheres are making fun of me. I need followers. I need you to buy my merch. Buy my merch, please. Oh, poor me. Bull. You know what I love about this guy? Bull Rush. He's actually a fun guy. He's a regular of the channel. He will say the most socially inappropriate thing, but it's fucking funny, man. Every time it's hilarious. In this case, her work is applying half a pound of cosmetics and posting regurgitated conservative talking points from 20 years ago. Oh, man. All right, that's mostly just piling on. But that's all it is anyway. I'm not going to show Chesty. He actually has good stuff on here. All right. What can I add to this one? Dude really wants a hand job. I think I can end... You know what I'll do? When I record this and I edit it, I'm going to put that at the beginning. got so mad. All he wanted was a handy. Why can't you let your man be happy? All right. I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done. That's too bad. It's crazy how much slop there is on here, man. Sir, hot blondes, sir. All right, I think we can call it. Hey, welcome. Like, subscribe. You know the deal. Welcome to the shithole, sirs. My God. So we found something. Maybe I can still do Manosphere mornings, because while but you see the problem? Redhead Libertarian, Sydney Sweeney, everybody's just latching onto it. It's the same as Star Wars. Remember when Star Wars had people get mad at Star Wars, and then the movie industry would call them incels and use that for promotion? It's the ad hoc Twitter version of that. How funny. Yeah, I need to get into the alpha coaching game. Dinner with me only costs $20, and I spend it platitudes with the best of them. It's not just that, dude. They used to shake him down. So they had another guy on his thing. Bobby Dino was his name. And he just got out of prison for tax fraud or something like that. He was a bigger guy. And I guess one of the kids broke one of the rules, and he shook him down for $2,000. Or he was going to beat him up. And I was like, dude, why would you go to that dinner? Whatever. Borked by Trudeau and gang, still going. Yeah, we're going to end it off right about now, though. For the low yet reasonable price of $1,000, you can be alpha, maybe a placard. Yeah. Start our own alpha group. We can call it the Wolf Pack. We'll call it Skibidi. Skibidi Toilet. Skibidi Alpha. The Zoomers will love that shit. The Canada's problem is they like rolling out the red carpet for third world thugs, criminals, and drug dealers. Yeah, if I wanted to make it a depressing Manosphere morning, somebody actually on TikTok showed there's a map you can pull, like a crime map, and he pulled it up for Brampton. That's a code word for India. Surrey and Brampton are basically Indian cities. 90% Pakistani or whatever. Sikh. And he showed the crime stuff. And it's if you look up murders, house break-ins, car thefts, assaults, the drugs was the smallest one, and it was a heavy crime map. But you look at the other ones, it was as thick as the San Francisco poop map. You could every block, every house had a break-in in the last year. It was just crazy. The entire place. There was so much crime stats on there. It was the system was chugging to a halt. Absolutely insane. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have the Jack Murphy beard as long as he doesn't have the Jack Murphy cucking. I think we can call it even. Are you cool with MLD John? Why wouldn't I be cool with MLD John? Is that you again? There's always this one guy who thinks it's funny to sit here and just ask stupid questions in chat. Oh, no, you're not. You're a normal guy. All right, fair enough. Yeah, dude, why wouldn't I be? He's fine. Now, I've never had a problem with him. I understand why other people do. And he's never done nothing to me, and I've never done nothing to him, so I don't see what the big issue is. Plus, we've always had that bond of being put under the meat grinder of the Anthony Johnson thing, and that's something you can never take away from us. So, you guys have fun. Maybe I'll make a chick talk out of this one. I'll catch you later.